A Fresno man known for advocating black separatism and making militant comments on social media shot and killed 3 people in downtown Fresno on Tuesday before surrendering to authorities and uttering the phrase Allah, Allahu Akbar, according to the Fresno Police Department. The suspect was identified as Corey Ali Muhammad, a 39-year-old man who was wanted in connection with the shooting death of a security guard outside a motel Thursday. Dyer said the victims were white men, and 2 of the men were clients of a local Catholic charity. They were leaving that building and shot nearby. Too early to say whether or not this involves terrorism, Dyer said. Certainly by the statement that was made, it could give that indication. However, there was no statement made on Thursday night when he shot the security guard and killed him. There was no comments or no statements made at that time, so I'm not certain why he said what he said today. But Muhammad's father, Vincent Taylor, told the Times on Tuesday that his son believed that he was part of an ongoing war between whites and blacks, and that a battle was about to take place. I'm happy he was arrested, Vincent Taylor said. I would hope that whatever Corey tells police, they take him seriously and they start following up. Now, here's my thing. I'm not the type of person who would go out and try to fight against white people by myself. I feel like that's something that you need to do as a community. You need to have an army behind you. Like, you going out by yourself, killing white people or fighting white people, you know that as the lone person doing it, one of 2 things is going to happen. Either you're going to be killed by the police or you're going to prison. Now, I'm all for, fighting for what you believe in and fighting against the enemy. However, you don't do it by yourself. The gunfire erupted at 10:45 a.m. in the 300 block of North Van Ness Avenue. Within a few seconds, a second burst of gunfire was heard, then a third and a fourth. Dyer said a total of 16 rounds were fired in 4 locations. Moments later, the driver of a PG&E truck arrived at police headquarters at Fresno and M Streets to report that a passenger had been shot by a gunman who had approached them. Dyer said the attack was unprovoked. After firing at the truck passenger, the gunman walked west on East Mildretta Avenue, where he came across a resident and opened fire, Dyer said. The resident was not struck by the gunfire. The gunman continued walking on Mildretta and approached Fulton Street, where he fatally shot another man before reloading his weapon, a .357 revolver. He then headed toward Catholic Charities in the 100 block of North Fulton Street and fired a second fatal volley of gunfire, killing a man in the parking lot. An officer in the area spotted the gunman running south on Fulton. He then dove onto the ground and was taken into custody. As he was taken into custody, he yelled out, Allahu Akbar, which roughly translates to God is great, but the phrase has often been linked to terrorist attacks. The gunman who killed 13 people in a terror attack at Fort Hood, Texas, screamed Allahu Akbar as he opened fire in 2009, and the phrase is often tweeted by social media accounts sympathetic to Islamic State and other terror groups. Dyer said Muhammad had expressed hatred toward white people and the government, a sentiment that came as no shock to his father. Not surprised at all, Vincent Taylor said. Muhammad legally changed his name from Corey Taylor when he was a teenager, according to his grandmother, Glenestine Taylor, who said Muhammad was acting bizarrely when he visited her on Sunday. He was crying, but she believed he was simply going out of town. I thought that's why he's upset, because he thinks of me as his mother. He's always telling me, I'll take care of it, I'll protect you, don't you worry about it. He really didn't want to go, but he was going. A Facebook profile page for a Corey Ali Muhammad from Fresno paid homage to black pride and black nationalism, with images of the red, green, and black Pan-African flag and a raised fist. Now, I'm not going to read the rest of the article. I will leave it in the description below. But one thing that I just want to warn you all is that with this recent shooting, as far as with Steve Stevens killing this man on Facebook Live, and then you have this man who is posting stuff on social media, but also you have all kinds of people, all kinds of black people posting things on social media. With all of this being said, I highly suggest that you be careful of what you are posting. Because I know there's a lot of black people that I follow on social media who's always either in Facebook jail, who they can't post on Twitter for a certain amount of time, and who can't post on Instagram for a certain amount of time, because that's happened to me before, where Instagram basically shut my account down for a week. I couldn't post anything. I couldn't make comments or anything. I couldn't do anything just because of simple posts. And I highly think that, they're really watching what we're posting. They're really watching what black people are posting, because they feel like, oh, we're going to be now a new terrorist group. Like, a lot of them think that the Black Panthers is a terrorist group, which I feel is just stupid. But yes, be careful, because they will come for you. They use social media to basically, social media is kind of like Big Brother. They're watching everything that we do, everything that we say. They're watching, whenever you check in somewhere, wherever you put a location on one of your pictures, they're watching you. They're keeping tabs on you. So all I'm just saying is beware and be mindful of anything that you post on social media. Now, this man who shot these 3 white people, I'm not for just going out into the street and just shooting random white people. Like, I'm not for that. I understand that you have these white police officers who are killing these black people for no reason, just because you look like somebody that, they're looking for, a criminal that they're looking for. I understand they do that. But at the same time, black people, we do not have the same coverage as these white police officers. So by you going out and killing these 3 white men, that has done nothing, because you're going to end up in prison. You have to strategize. You have to come up with a plan. You have to bond together with other black people. You can't just go out there and do that by yourself. It's not going to serve a purpose. It's not going to change anything. If we have more black people uprising and fighting back, yes, that will change a whole lot. But until that happens, I know that one person can't change the world, but they can make a difference. However, there's not enough black people who are rising up and following behind these people. There's not enough who are rising up and banding together to follow these acts. So please leave your comments in the comment section and tell me what you think.